Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm CheerandCosplay.
I'm Kozi.
Yep.
It feels really good not being, 5 people in.
Really? I feel a little lonely, if I'm being honest. Not that you guys aren't good company, but it's a little light today. Some people are on vacation, some people are not feeling well, and I'm doing okay. You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
good.
once. We're good.
well, taking it back, flashback to the past time. This month we're watching a bunch of shows that we've watched before in some capacity, but they were the newer versions of whatever we had seen. So we kind of wanted to take a step back and go to some of the older stuff. So I think Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood was way back in the day for the Shonen Showdown, which I don't even think you guys were here for. Were you?
We were not.
Yeah. Okay.
CC has no Fullmetal Alchemist whatsoever knowledge lore.
Goodness gracious. Wow.
I have seen both.
Okay. I'm going to kind of lean on you for this because I've mostly just seen Brotherhood. We went back this week to watch at least 3 episodes, because that's our normal thing, of the original 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist anime. So, yeah. Kozi, I'm going to be coming to you for because I know that it has an anime only.
You know what? I don't think you need to, because the 3 episodes we watched do not diverge that much from the manga.
I'm going to have more questions than that. I'm going to have a lot more questions than that.
Leon, I can't remember what it's called. That arc with Rose is pretty similar in both.
Yeah, I think that's true. So yeah, that was the cusp of essentially what these episodes were. It's the bit with the desert town and the priest who is claiming to be the servant of God and perform miracles. It's really a dude with a faulty philosopher's stone that the Elric brothers are going to go after and try to deal with. And then the 3rd episode is their origin story, where we learn about why and what happened and everything like that, which is a little bit different from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think they started with some guy named McDougal, who was trying to encase the entire capital in ice, and then we went to the desert for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So
we got a bit more context of what the state alchemy kinda looked like, and how Artemis.
I'm sorry, what are you trying to describe?
The country, it's an AR something.
Oh god, I had it in my head and then I just immediately forgot.
Amaris. It's Amaris.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Fuck you, I'm Googling it now, but I'm pretty sure it's Amaris.
Amestris.
Amestris.
Yeah, I'm you're missing a syllable in there somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, those seem to be the main differences to begin with. I know that there were. I looked it up briefly. I know that there were differences in the second half of this series is completely different from Brotherhood.
So the series is much shorter than Brotherhood.
By about 10 episodes.
I'm not 100% if when this anime was airing, it just overtook the manga in terms of what was released or not. Honestly, never bothered to look too deep into it.
So I did.
Okay.
I could tell you a little bit. So apparently when they were writing it and putting it all together, half of the manga was finished. So what they did is the first half is mostly the manga with a couple of filler episodes that essentially set up characters that they were going to use to then later have their anime-only ending in the second half.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I might disagree with the first half being pretty... we definitely had similar arcs at different points, but I feel it set up a lot of what we know for what ends up becoming the ending of the 03 anime, which is more heavy on the homunculus side of things.
Yeah. I briefly looked over...
I'm sorry, Cece's face is so confused.
I don't know, I was just about to sneeze.
Yeah, I'm you know what? Before we get too deep into this, we should be asking Cece, this was your first experience of this. What were your thoughts on these episodes? First time kind of thing.
This is so aggressively early 2000s anime.
That's fair.
I did not remember how bad the voice acting was. Like, holy hell, was it unbalanced?
What, is that a mixing issue or an actual, like...
It was a mixing issue.
Okay.
Not the voice actors did bad.
I was
feel
thinking
like-
they were doing all right, but I'll agree with you on, like, an editing and mixing issue.
I think maybe CC would think Al's voice actor wasn't doing too hot, but there is a reason for that.
It's because he was 11.
No.
I think it's...
So I don't care about spoilers. So he's slowly losing his actual soul being stuck in the suit of armor. So the longer he's stuck, the more, like, he becomes nothing, you know, like he's being lost while still being there. He is also eternally stuck at the 11-year-old voice.
No.
Yeah.
The voice actor was 11.
No, it
Yes.
was a woman.
No. I looked
Really?
it up. Yeah.
Because they still voice Al in a lot of the later stuff, and they sound exactly the same.
No, yeah,
Are
that
you
is...
thinking about Brotherhood?
Yeah,
No, they had, like, movies and stuff later.
Okay, yeah,
Yep,
so...
I looked it up. It was a dude. He's like 3 years older than us.
The dude is 3 days older than me.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What were you doing in 2003?
In 2003, I was... What was I in? What was that, 6th grade? 5th? I don't know, something like that. I forget what year goes with what grade anymore. But yeah, no, that would have been absolutely an 11-year-old. They were, I guess, one of the few people who did not return as the... Because, like, most of the voice cast, I think, across both dubs came back for Brotherhood, like, 6 years later. But I can understand why this kid probably couldn't, and they replaced him. Yeah, I kind of thought they overdid it a little bit with the voice filter they put over him for the echoey armor sound, but...
LOL.
Again, it makes sense, though.
Yeah, it does. I
Like,
think...
not immediately, but it does make sense.
No, it does. But I think, like you said, it's a bit of a mixing issue, but I think there were a lot of those back in the day a little bit. We got a little better at it. We saw Roy Mustang at the end of episode 3. I could not tell that was Travis Willingham. His voice changed a lot over the years, or he just got better at doing stuff. I don't know.
He got much better.
Yeah, well, you'd hope so, but yeah.
Okay, so we kind of, like, glossed over it, but, like, this was made in 2003. It took a little bit for it to percolate over, but this was, like, a straight-to-adult swim kind of anime.
Yep.
Like, the voice acting and all that, still relatively small and contained in America itself.
Yeah.
Like, these were people breaking out onto, like, the scene. Passion project type deals.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they hire an 11-year-old?
I mean, you'd be surprised. Back in the day, they used to have lots of kids doing kid voices for movies and TV and stuff like that. I think eventually they were like, well, if this ends up being a long-running series, that's not gonna work. But...
So, I know I'm in the minority for this, and Al, you might not really have a dog in this kind of race, but I prefer the 03 to Brotherhood. Like, I know Brotherhood is the actual, like, canon, but I really liked how the story played out. Here, it felt much more focused, whereas in Brotherhood, we had to deal more with the war, the politics, Hohenheim being God. Like, a lot was going on in Brotherhood.
Oh no, I can attest that a lot was going on in Brotherhood. I like that show a lot, and I've watched the whole thing. So you're saying that this feels a little more like a personal story on this one than a larger...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Because have you seen this all the way through?
No, I have not. I think I saw maybe episode 4, maybe 5 before I switched over.
Do you have any plans to watch this through?
I might if I have time. I do think it would be interesting to kind of look at it, because, like, I have been interested in the ideas of, like, people doing different adaptations of the same work, or, like, how do stories diverge and stuff like that.
Do you want me to talk at all about kind of how it diverges? Because that is kind of spoiler heavy.
I I'm aware that a lot of the characters are this, like the majority of the characters are the same, but their roles in it change a little bit. The homunculus, for example, like some of them do not line up with who they were, like in Brotherhood and stuff like that.
Absolutely not. So like Wrath, Sloth, and Pride, they're all different.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess Bradley is still.
Yeah, but he's not Wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they mixed a few things around because like Pride wasn't introduced till later. Mm-hmm. So that might not have been something available to them at the time, so they had to give that to someone else.
That kid just gets absolutely fucking murked in 03. Like, he's not anything in 03.
Oh boy.
They're like, oh, look it! He has a cute kid, and the kid is dead. Goodbye, child.
To be fair, it's not completely out of the wheelhouse. I mean, we know what happens to Nina.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, comparatively, like, when they introduced the same child in Brotherhood, I'm like, oh, neat that they brought him. Like, that was an actual character. And then, like, his actual role, and I'm like, oh, it's really weird. He was, like, around for, like, 2 episodes and then just got fucking murked.
Damn. Well, hey, I mean, I will say that sounds like a fun reveal then, when you're watching it then. Because you're expecting one thing, got something else completely. But
yeah, so I would say, without, like, divulging who anyone is, the story is more centered on the homunculi. And then there is no, like, father. Mm-hmm. Like, Hohenheim is still kind of like a long-lived alchemist who has been cheating death. But that was just through the Philosopher's Stone, which we both know how that got made.
Yeah, we know.
I'm sorry, the what?
The Philosopher's Stone.
What is that?
That was that ring that guy had.
I'm an American. These words don't make sense to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Sorcerer's Stone.
There we go.
Go back to your corner.
Yeah, go back to your corner. Hohenheim did accidentally create the homunculi.
Okay. So this one is more of someone fucked up and now they're, like, running from their consequences kind of thing?
Yeah. So Hohenheim basically did what Ed and Elle did. Just, like, a couple hundred years beforehand.
Like father, like son.
Like father, like son.
Okay, I can kind of see how this would become much more of a personal story than, like, a whole nation's kind of thing.
The homunculi are all failed human transmutations.
Yeah.
So the homunculi we see, they are all very closely related in some way or other to the characters that we know. Like,
I always kind of thought Lust looked like Mom. Am I crazy?
Lust is not. Lust is actually Scar's girlfriend.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. She was Ishvalan.
Huh. This is going to be an interesting watch. You are making me more interested in seeing the original. Not the original, like the this adaptation.
Envy is like the OG homunculi.
Okay.
So there is still like that kind of rivalry that Envy will end up having with Ed. Not to the same degree, but there is still like the, hey, that's my dad too, you know?
We got family drama and now you're making it everybody's problem.
Hold on. I want to look something up.
While you're doing that, I guess I can talk a little bit, like, yeah, I think one of the biggest differences definitely is, like, the animation. The art style remained mostly the same, which I am happy about, and, like, a lot of elements of it remain the same, but, yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood probably has the better animation overall, but, yeah, it is nice to kind of, like, look back, like Cece was saying, this is a very 2003 anime. Yeah, but I kind of also like that a little bit. I kind of like that old style a little bit.
Okay, I have already looked up and confirmed what I wanted. So, Wrath, I think, is a much better character in the 03 anime. Again, I don't really want to spoil anything.
This feels like it's going to come later, so don't spoil it for me. But like, I feel like I've seen some stuff that I might have an idea where this is going.
He looks a lot like Envy. He is not related to Envy. It's really weird that they dress him like that. He's very closely tied to Ed, but nothing to do with their human transmutation.
Okay. Means nothing, anything you've just said, so this will be interesting to find out.
He is someone else's failed human transmutation, but he is related to Ed in some way.
Okay.
Not through Hohenheim, who...
Okay, we're good. You keep adding stuff, and I'm like, no, we're good.
Hohenheim only had the one. Would Hohenheim's first wife be the legitimate wife, and then Trisha's the mistress?
Bro, now you're getting a little too far into spoilers for my liking.
He had a kid before her. How do you think that happened?
That was not in Brotherhood, so I did not know that.
I just said Envy was his kid that... Oh,
okay, no, you did not. You did not. You said he was a
Envy
failed
was the
homunculus.
first
You know,
female.
okay. All right, well, now we know.
Sorry. You know what? Yeah, no, that was my bad.
Yep, okay, go to your corner. So, Cece.
Yeah. I'm taking off the bench.
Cece, did you like this? What did you like? What did you hate? Just in general. You mostly said that this was very 2003.
Yeah. And there's a time that I would have been fine with that, but I think at this point in my life, it's a big turnoff.
So is it the animation, or what is it?
Yeah, the animation, the humor, the, not quite sure what tone it's going for. The story did not intrigue me much. I'm most interested in watching both versions and comparing the differences.
Yeah.
But I don't really care for the story itself.
That's fair. We didn't get a lot of the actual story. This is much more of a setup kind of episodes. We get the backstory in 3, and we get a little bit of a taste of what they, I guess, do as military, alchemists. Of go to place and do thing that we were told to do, but ultimately their goal is, I want to find thingy.
Yeah, that is fair.
Can I complain about a plot point?
Sure.
When they're first confronting the priest, he's like, I know they're state alchemists. The priest knows they're state alchemists, yeah?
Yeah.
He's like, haha, I have filled the arena with sand so you can't draw a transmutation circle. Knowing that they're state alchemists, we as the audience, if this is our first time ever seeing this, don't know that. But he, as the priest, knowing what state alchemists are, knows about the pocket watch. It was fucking stupid to set that up, to have Ed be like, haha, I have the pocket watch so I can still do it. To then have the priest take the pocket watch. For Ed to be like, haha, I can still do it. To have the priest then be like, you can only do it on your own metal arm. To have Ed to be like, no, haha, I can still do it.
I will rebut you. Ed never said I have the pocket watch and therefore I can do this. The priest is constantly making assumptions that are being...
Ed didn't need to say it though. The priest knew about the state alchemist and knew about the pocket watch. So he would have in no feasible world been like, I filled it with sand, so now you can't make a transmutation. He would have known about the pocket watch already. The only reason that scene occurred is because we as the audience didn't know about the existence yet.
I see what you're saying.
That could have been a one and done. It did not need to be played out 3 separate occasions.
I will...
Just to be like, look at how cool and badass Ed is. He's not!
I will say that I think the first episode especially does suffer from, boy, we gotta give you a lot of exposition and it's gonna be clunky dialogue.
They really, really did not.
They didn't have that, or they didn't need that? What are you saying?
They did not need that. Again, a lot of those scenes were set up just to... It wasn't even to, have a narrative moment. It was just to have, a little aha moment for the audience.
Yeah, which I think on some level is... I'm trying to think of it from a perspective of not just, we're the first time watching this, but also them having the show and having to, you need to give them an idea what your show's going to be in the first episode, or first or second, kind of thing. And I do think that is kind of a result of those decisions being made. I remember some of these scenes from Brotherhood, and I do think they were done a little bit better, and it wasn't as clunky, probably because they had the other episode beforehand that kind of showed...
Yeah, we'd already established what alchemy was.
But if this is going to be your starting point, you need to establish rules, you need to do all this stuff, otherwise everyone's doing things willy-nilly, and you don't understand. Which, leads to what else are you going to do other than clunky exposition? it is like a lot of science talk and stuff like that. So it's, if you're just watching it, you're like, oh, it's magic. And then you got to be like, no. See, it's a ton of science. It's
not even good science.
I gotta be real. I wanted to count how many times they said science whenever they were like saying, like, science can do this, science is this, science is that. I'm like, okay, Senku, talk to us more about your mistress named Science.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing with every time Al was like, it's alchemy.
It's alchemy. It's magic. Fuck you. I think overall production-wise, the newer version is better. But yeah, maybe the story is more interesting in this one. I don't know for sure yet.
That being said, I feel like the 03 did kind of immortalize a lot of like animation techniques we still see today. Like,
Okay.
wow. Calm down, girl. When we think of like ground moving at like fast paces or like ripples in like the ground being caused by something, I think we can all kind of agree we now kind of think of like that kind of like blocky animation to it, where like it's kind of square as it moves.
I feel like I've seen that in a couple of things. I mostly do associate the sort of like blocky texture sort of thing with Fullmetal Alchemist though, because that is like how they define a lot of structures that are like quickly built.
Yeah, it's like when I think of it, like that's the first place I can ever think of seeing it, but I do see it used a lot in other animes.
I'd have to look closely. You might be right. I can't think of anything off the top of my head though.
I mean, just an example, I can say like it absolutely, they use it in BNHA or MHA.
It's been a minute since I've watched some of those episodes.
But like, I think it's probably one of the only ways that makes sense to kind of like animate rock and ground moving both fluidly, but also still like showing that it's clunky without having it just be pulverized, you know?
I feel like I want to go watch Avatar and see some Earthbenders to see how they do it. Though that might not be necessarily in the same wheelhouse. I know it's American animation and that. I do think you might be right that they might have done that a little bit in that one, though. I'm trying to think, especially with, like, Toph, whenever she was jumping around or doing whatever.
I mean, definitely the pillars and stuff were always more squarish.
Yeah. I think that might have been a bit more of, like, sometimes an aesthetic for, like, the architecture in that.
Yeah.
But...
No, I mean, like, if she ever, like, bonked a pillar out of the ground, it was, like, square. Ish.
Square-ish, but, like, still natural looking. More like a rhombus, maybe? I don't know. We can just look, I would love to discuss geometry all day, but how do you really feel about Fullmetal Alchemist?
I want to talk about why it's called Fullmetal Alchemist.
Why?
Because
is it a bad translation?
Not even a bad translation, a stupid translation. So, in Japanese, he's called the Steel Alchemist, which makes a hell of a lot of sense when you think about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Because Full Metal does not make any sense for Ed to be called as, like, his little moniker. And no matter how the English tried to spin it, yeah, it was kind of like a poor translation and an assumption on the localization team's part about who our protagonist was going to be here. And then they're like, well, it sounds cooler than Steel Alchemist.
I'm gonna throw out, they're not wrong.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It does sound cooler, but they made the same exact mistake. That is a running gag in the fucking series. They were like, the metal one. Yes, that one. The one fully metal.
Well, we can't say that it's entirely out of place then.
It's not, but like that, it makes no sense in universe. And I'll die on that hill. It makes no sense for Edward Elric to have the moniker Fullmetal Alchemist. Steel Alchemist, sure. Metal Alchemist, also sure. Just not Full Metal. Especially when his alchemy is a little bit more interesting than the Automail.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't remember what their mentor's little moniker was, because she was the one who taught them how to transmute without the circle, but...
Well, Okay, I don't know about this one. I know that in the other one, she did not teach them how to transmute without a circle. That came as a result of the human transmutation thing and seeing the gate of all creation or something like that. They essentially looked upon the face of God and then were suddenly like, oh, I don't need to draw my spells out anymore.
Right.
Yeah. She also was able to do that without making a circle because she too did a boo-boo.
A boo-boo is how we're gonna phrase that. Yes, certainly a boo-boo.
How else do you want to phrase this, man?
I have a question for you and you alone because there is no one else in this podcast call right now.
Yeah.
Al, do we think Shao Tucker needs a transmutation circle? I don't think he saw the gates of creation necessarily.
He definitely does. I think he definitely would have used them. 100%.
No. I think he does, but he did do some human transmutation, which is a very no-no, but I don't think he quite made it.
I think there's degrees to it. Because, like, what he's doing is taking living tissue and combining it with other living tissue. What they were doing was trying to take someone who was dead and bring them back to life. Which,
yeah, no, I think the gates is more about, like, the soul, and if we're going based off of the movie, it's like a doorway between two worlds.
Yeah. I don't think his research ever went beyond just what's already living. So, I don't think he ever saw that.
But he did try to bring Nina back.
If that was later in the series, because I don't really remember him being in that much of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Brotherhood.
Here's the thing, there was another scientist later who they do work with. I don't know if maybe you're conflating those two.
Hold on.
He also had worked on some Philosopher's Stone stuff and human transmutation.
Oh, no, it is 03. Okay. I could have swore it was Brotherhood.
Okay.
Never mind. Ignore what I said.
Well, I won't, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, if he also tried that and it didn't kill him, yeah, he probably could as well, but I don't know. Something tells me about something about just his character in general tells me that in any universe he ends up dead. I at least hope.
That would be so much better than them constantly being like, I'm sorry, one of the things I was rooting for in Brotherhood was I was like, I hope they kill this motherfucker. And they were still like, no, Nina wouldn't have wanted that. I'm like,
Nina's not
fuck
here.
Nina's dead.
Nina's not here.
Nina is dead because of this man. Just fucking get it over with. Also, you live in a police state, and the police not only, like, endorse and condone his experiments, they don't care who he hurts.
That's true. Though I think
you're just gonna let the state police take him and be like, yeah, no, it'll be okay.
I will say that early on, and especially because it is part of the early on in both series, in either case, they're not fully aware of just how, like, deep the corruption goes in this country.
They are aware enough.
They're aware enough of, like, this organization definitely doesn't always have the best interests in mind, but I think they still have, like, somewhat of an idealistic view of being like, they're not gonna, like, let murderers just go crazy and go around and do stuff.
Completely fuck that, because Ed found out in the episodes that they knew that Shao Tucker was performing experiments on humans and were covering it up, and he still just let them take him instead of fucking murking him.
Alright, if this is 03, then that's 03. I don't know yet. I just know when
Is it different in Brotherhood?
Brotherhood, I'm pretty sure in Brotherhood he's dead by the end of that episode. He does not come back. It might have been Scar, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I can't remember for sure. I'm gonna have to double check. You know what? I get to rewatch shows that were pretty good and I enjoyed. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know that I'm right or wrong. CZ, how's this feel, just talking about all this stuff that, like...
I'm not following this at all.
You've at least heard of Nina and Shao Tucker. Just through osmosis, right?
Nina's the little girl, right?
Yep.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Dog meme. It's the fucked up dog meme.
Yeah.
You definitely know that one.
Yeah, JC made me watch that scene specifically in college.
Oh, fun. How good of you.
I don't know about the other person.
It's her dad.
Okay.
He
Oh,
did
okay.
it.
Yeah, no. Scar did fucking Birkin. Good for Scar.
Yeah, good for Scar.
Mufasa?
I always like Scar.
Scar is the cool, edgy guy that everyone wanted to bang.
Oh.
That guy
Wanted to.
in the-
Excuse me, still want to.
I think everyone wants to bang the dad now.
Which dad? There's plenty of dads.
I don't know. I don't know.
Series.
One of the dads.
No one wants to bang Hohenheim.
I think
That's the
she.
only dad there
I think
is.
she meant Shao Tucker.
Isn't there like a good dad? He might be like a foster dad. He might not be a literal dad.
Oh, she's talking about Hughes.
Oh yeah,
That sounds
100%,
familiar.
absolutely.
Everyone's into him now.
I don't want to bang Hughes. I want him to be very happy with his wife and daughter.
But what if you could be the third?
No. He's kind of annoying. Let's be for real.
Oh, mean.
I want him to be very happy with his wife and daughter.
What about Mustang and Hawkeye?
I did not like them.
Oh, okay.
Conceptually as characters. ACAB includes Roy Mustang and he's a Hawkeye.
That's fair. Stick by your guns. I don't know. I think on some level, I feel like you guys probably figured this out pretty easily. Cece, you haven't seen him yet, but I'm more of an Armstrong kind of guy.
Oh, no, okay. Everyone's an Armstrong guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kept waiting for Armstrong sisters to just be Armstrong.
They are.
They're not. I mean, I like his older sister. His younger sister can fuck off, but
She was in like one episode and didn't even have a line
Yeah.
from what I remember. So
it was literally just a gag.
yeah.
Don't their parents look nothing alike?
I
Any of them? I can't remember.
I have no idea. Alchemy, genetics, I don't know.
I'm showing CC Armstrong right now.
Okay.
He's perfect.
Gave her the shirtless one too.
He's perfect.
Kind of got a dumb mustache. I don't know.
He's
if
so
his
proud of
personality
that
makes
mustache.
it for that.
That's his older sister.
He's the only wizard who
That's
maxed...
a JoJo character.
Okay, they're both... The whole family are JoJo characters. Let's not. He is the only wizard who maxed out strength. They said barbarian and wizard was a bad combo. I proved them wrong.
His alchemy is like through his like
He punches
bronze
things.
knuckles,
Yeah.
right?
He punches things and turns them into statues of himself, which he throws at people. It's perfect. He's perfect.
He's also he's such a himbo.
Yeah.
Maybe
Cece,
I
you should
know.
watch more of this series.
Maybe I will.
He is pure of heart, dumb of ass, but also
and especially
Strong of arm.
strong of arm. Yes.
strong of everything. Have you seen him
Yeah.
flex? Have you seen him in the flex off yet? Both flex offs, fantastic. All right.
Wait. Before we end it, Cece, how do you think they make a philosopher's stone? Just based off of the context you have from like these 3 episodes.
Oh, from these 3 episodes, I don't know. I used to know the answer. I don't think I do anymore.
Well, I mean, how do you think you would make something that allows you to defy the laws of the universe? When attempting to defy the laws of the universe have fucked up some people the way they have.
Oh, get good. Don't fail at it next time.
Skill issue, bro.
I mean, you're right, damn. The answer is gratuitous human sacrifice.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, if you couldn't...
You take a whole bunch of souls and shove them into a tiny little rock.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell, this is gonna go to some dark places here and there.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I knew about it was the dog girl, so...
Yeah. Fuck them kids, right?
Yeah.
You know what? And I think the only reason we were talking about it is because I think someone had put a wig on their dog.
Yeah. I think that was it.
And we were all like, no! And Cece's like, I don't get it.
Blissfully unaware. And they're like, no, you will suffer with us.
All right. Well, on that note, how much suffering to continue with? I think overall, I think I'm a light yay here. I think so far, having come from the other show, which is a full yay for me, I think, I'm interested to see where the rest of this goes. Maybe it's as good, maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. I have no idea, but it'll be interesting to find out. So, yeah, I think I might give this at least a couple more episodes to at least see where it's going, and then see what happens. So, yeah.
I just think overall, just based off of these 3 episodes, this is a meh for me. But that being said, I do think I'm gonna keep watching and watch the other version. Partly because I feel like it's something you should know if you're in the anime space.
You don't need to watch the big 3. Are you gonna watch Naruto? Are you gonna watch Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Yeah. You don't need to watch
first of all,
Fullmetal.
Dragon Ball Z is not in the big 3, it's its own category. Let's be real.
Okay, sure. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought those were closer to Pokemon. In terms of, like, they were commonplace enough in America.
Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon were coming out in America around the same time.
I would say Dragon Ball Z did not kind of become as commonplace, like, socially acceptable. Like, you were still weird if you're like, yeah, I want to be like Goku.
Yeah, that's true.
Pokemon was, like, cute little guys, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. And I think, like, having the games also.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm into this because, like, it's something I can do. I can play the
Also,
Game Boy games.
like,
I can play the cards.
It was about Asian martial arts. Like, it was always...
We can get into the minutia of this at a later time. There's a lot of detail to this whole conversation.
Anyways, if you're not planning on watching Naruto, you're not planning on watching One Piece, you're not planning on watching Dragon Ball, you don't need to watch Fullmetal.
Okay, alright.
I think you might
Then
like
I won't.
I think you might like Yu Yu Hakusho.
I don't think she would.
Why?
Well, now I have to watch
All right,
it
you
and
know
see
what? This is a
who's
discussion
correct.
for later. Kozi, get to your point. Get to your
I'm
yay or
not-
nay.
And the other reason is I've been reading a lot of books that have been adapted in TV shows, and I've been, like, really fascinated seeing what changes between the mediums, and I think this is not quite that, but pretty close.
Okay.
I am curious to see how they differ, even if I don't care what they are each about.
Okay, I'm a yay. Like I said, I prefer this one more than Brotherhood. I think they're both definitely worth a watch if you have somehow managed to not see them. Not for I know you, okay? I know you're not going to enjoy it. Don't throw your hands up at me. Especially if you watched Brotherhood but you have not seen the O3 anime, I think it's worth giving it a watch. It is more like an interpersonal family tragedy and how that spirals out into, like, a much larger issue versus there is a political machine going on behind the scenes and, like, a fucking centuries old god somehow trapped in a mortal body fucking shit up for the sake of, like, hee, I want to fuck shit up. Also, just as, like, a little fun closing fact, I watched this all on Adult Swim. Adult Swim, circa sometime in the 2010s, had I don't know if I'd call it, like, a contest. They had, like, a vote. They're like, you as the viewers who are watching this, you can vote on anything we've ever aired. An episode of whatever you want. We will air it in this one-time slot. And the episode that won was the O3 the O3 Fullmetal Alchemist fight against greed. Because it was a really good fucking fight. So anyways, I just think that says something. If a whole bunch of people who watched the plethora of things that were available on Adult Swim. All called in to vote for this one specific episode. So, like, if for nothing else, watch it for the great fight.
All right. Well, that's something to look forward to then. Anyway, other things we can look forward to is that the rest of the month we're going to be watching other things that we've watched before, but we haven't watched recently because they were the new version of this is the old, whatever. What's next? 2006's Devil May Cry. We'll see if it's better than the remake that came out, last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Are you talking about Crybaby?
Devil May Cry, not Devil Man Crybaby.
Devil May Cry. Okay,
I
I
understand the confusion.
I got you.
You were the one that remembered that one.
Yeah, my God, this is supposed to be your thing, man.
When I said it earlier, I was thinking Devil May,
Bro.
not Devil May Cry.
Bro, I'm gonna need you to focus up next week. I need you to focus.
I've already
You gotta get it together.
seen it.
You gotta get
It's
it together.
okay. I got a handle on her.
All right, we'll keep that handle going. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!